So welcome to the episode 6, and in this segment we talk about DV successful interview experience. So if you're there, we talk about experience from all countries and all regions. If you're there, you have already done your interview and you like to share your experience with the rest of the people, you can contact me on my Facebook page, and the Facebook page link is on the description of this video. So for the episode 6, I have a quite tough, a good interview experience for a person who had some issues with her medicals, but later on it went all well. And also this is a person who had been scheduled for an interview, then COVID came, everything was closed, but later on things went still well with his case, with her case. So I'll be sharing this case, and you guys give this video a thumbs up and let's talk about it. So welcome back, and this is a DV 2020 successful interview case held in Africa, a country known as Kenya. And there is an alert on this video, the long post alert. So it's a long video, but I believe it's worth your time to have a look at it and have an idea in case you end up being in the same situation. So let's talk about this. DV 2020 successful interview, long post alert. Hello, it has been a tough year for DV 2020. It was a story of determination, resilience, and lots of trust in God. Here is my story. I applied my DV in 31st October 2018. My brother did it on my behalf. He owns a cyber. I checked on May 19, 2019. I started the preparation journey, and by July 2019, failed DS to 60. I made sure I have filled everything correctly and didn't unlock my DS to 60. I submitted my documents on November 2019 and was current in December same year, and received my second newsletter with interview on 6th February 2020. My case number was 2020 AF around 17,000. Once I received the second newsletter, immediately I booked for my medicals and was given an appointment on 21st January 2020. On the said date, I was early as usual, and after finishing my medicals, the shock came that my x-ray had some abnormalities and I had to do further tests that would take 2 months. The test checks if you have TB. Please note, for DV 2021 and further DV selectees, please make sure you don't even have a cold during the time of medicals. It may cause abnormalities on the chest x-ray. However, the doctor said mine was something minor, but still insisted that I had to take sputum test, that is for TB. The 2 months were so long, and I really prayed that everything would go on well. Fast forward, after 2 months, the results were to be out on March 26, that is 2020. But the corona happened and both the hospital and the embassy closed. Then came the Trump's travel ban, and I forgot all about my visa application, but still I prayed that God's will may prevail. After Judge Mehta's ruling, I decided to contact the embassy on 11th September 2020 and immediately got a response that I had been scheduled for appointment on 18th September. I also contacted hospital. Remember, since March I had never heard from them about my sputum test. Luckily when I called the hospital, they said my previous tests were negative, and that's why they never got back to me. They always contact people whose sputum test turn positive to start medication immediately. Also, once you test positive for TB, you can't proceed with visa application. It's the sad ending of you. I did my medical again on 16th and everything was okay, this time including my chest x-ray. Then came my interview on 18th September, 2 days after my medicals. Allow me to skip the security procedures at the embassy and go straight to the interview. Called to counter number 7. Handed all my document, that is passport, birth certificate, KCSE certificate, that is the high school certificate, police clearance certificate, and the host document, the affidavit of support. This was just original copies and some copies, original and copies. I was asked questions by a Kenyan girl. Are you married? Do you have children? Have you ever been convicted? Have you ever lived in another country for more than 12 months? She was asking those questions as she was sticking on a document she had. She then gave me an invoice to go pay the $330. Then I awaited for my interview. During the interview, the consular officer, "Hi, how are you?" "I'm fine." "I see you speak Chinese." I replied, "I'm a fluent Chinese speaker." "Such a difficult language." "Yes." Then proceeded actual interview. "Please lift your right hand and swear that you are going to say nothing but the truth." "I swear." "Are you married?" I answered. "Do you have children?" I answered. Have you ever been convicted?" I answered. "Have you ever lived in another country?" "Yes, I have lived in China before, but it was 10 months, and the PCC, that is the police clearance certificate, from other country is needed if you lived there more than 12 months. So for this case, it seems that she did not have the police clearance certificate from China. The consular officer continues, "Who is your host?" So she replied, "How are you related?" She answered, Where does he stay?" She replied, "What work does he do?" She answered. Then the consular gave me back my passport, saying I needed to redo my medical. I explained to her that I had already done medicals. She then asked me for my passport back, but says that they haven't received my medicals they haven't received my medical form from hospital. She told me that they will let me know once they get my medicals. I didn't hear from the embassy again, although I followed up with the hospital and they confirmed sending my report to the embassy on 17th September. I also kept checking my status on the CEAC website and my visa was issued on 24th September. I corrected my package including passport on 29th of September. See God, He did it for me. He will do it for all of you hoping to go to the US. Now my prayer is that Trump is not re-elected and that the travel ban will not be extended so that I can travel on January 2021. God is always faithful and I know He will finish what He started. So that was quite a sweet and a wow interview experience. Despite all the hardships, ups and downs, finally she got the interview, passed the interview, and she was issued with back her passport with the visa stamp. So she's there waiting for the travel ban to come to an end and travel to the United States. I'll be sharing more and more of interview experiences, and you guys from Asia region, Europe, whichever region you are, feel free to share your interview experience if you feel like. I have several requests from different people with a different situation that if I have some experience, I should share with them. So if you're there, you have your interview experience, feel free to share so that we can reach as much people as we can. And with that being said, guys, subscribe, smash that like button, and see you in our next episode. Thank you.